Today we're going to get some more practice with fact families. Our central question is still what strategies we can use to add and subtract. And here's our problem of the day. Andy has 13 rubber bugs. He gives a friend 7 of them. Does Andy have more or fewer bugs than his friend now? I'm going to draw a picture for this one to help me a little bit. It says that Andy has 13 rubber bugs. So there's 5, 10, 13. He gives a friend 7 of them. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Does Andy have more or fewer bugs than his friend? So his friend has 7, and Andy has how many left over? 6. So Andy has fewer, right? Because we know that 6 is less than 7. We could also write this out as a equation, which would look like 13 minus 7 equals 6, or 7 plus what equals 13. And we could figure out, count up to find 6. All right, we are going to find the missing addend on these problems, just a review from what we did yesterday. So we have 5 plus what equals 11. I put 5 in my heart and I count up. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, that's 6. So 11 minus 5 is 6 as well. 6 plus what equals 13? Well, I know 6 plus 6 equals 12, and this is one more, so that's going to be 7. 4 plus what equals 5? If I add one more, I can get 5. So 5 minus 4 equals 1. That's the difference. 3 plus what equals 12? That's a long way to count up. I'm going to count back instead. 12, 11, 10, 9. So 3 plus 9 and 12 minus 3 equals 9. All right, so now for our test practice, which of these can be used to find the missing addend? 7 plus what equals 16? So 7, let's count on until we get to 18. Put 7 in your heart. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I end up with 9. So 7 plus 9 equals 16. So which one of these then would help us to find the missing addend? Well, we've got our sum here, which is 16, and that's also going to be our whole. And then we had 7, right? And when we take away that 7, we can find the missing addend, which is going to be 9. So which one of these helps us? Well, it's got to start with 16, so it can't be that one. And we've got to take away the part what we already know, which is 7. So here's our answer to that problem. All right, so describe how you would create a fact family. So we would create a fact family by starting with 2 parts, or even we could start with a whole and a part and have a missing part. And we need to find the answer to the first one. And then we'd be able to write it multiple ways and write the related facts as well. So for example, if I have 3 plus 4 equals 7, I then can create a fact family by using the commutative property and switching these around, and using my knowledge about addition and subtraction being related, starting with my whole and then switching my parts around as well. All right, so we're going to use 2 addends to find the sum of 15. Write the addends into the triangle and then use the 3 numbers to complete all the number sentences. Now we've got a few options here. We could do 10 plus 5 equals 15. We could do 7 plus 8 equals 15. We could do 9 and 6 equals 15. I'm going to go with 10 and 5, mostly because we know 10 is the magical number, and Miss Stiles loves the magical number. Okay, so then I'm going to write in, these are my two parts, right? 10 and 5, and that equals 15. And then I switch my parts, 5 and 10 equals 15. And then for my subtraction, I have to start with the biggest number, which is our whole, take away one part, find the other part, start with my whole, take away the other part, and find that missing part. All right, so for this one, it wants us to complete the triangle using the fact family 3, 11, and 14. So I can already see that my whole is going to be that biggest number, right? It's going to be 14. So I'm going to put that at the top. And that means that 3 and 11 are my two parts. So I can fill this in now. My part plus part, 3 plus 11, and my other part plus part would be 11 plus 3, and then both of those are going to equal 14. And then for my subtraction, I have to start with my whole, take away one part, take away the other part, and I've got my fact family. All right, so now you're in your math book on page 81, and we are going to roll a dice to see what numbers we get to plug into our blue triangle. So I'm going to maybe open up my e-toolkit, or maybe not. Okay, we'll just come up with some numbers on our own then. Let's do, for our example, let's do 11, 5, and 6. Okay, so I've got 5 plus 6 equals 11. 6 plus 5 equals 11. And then I need to start with my whole for these two and switch my parts for the bottom parts of my subtraction. So we could do 5 equals 6 and 11 minus 6 equals 5. For the next one, you have an orange one. I'd like for you to find a dice in your math manipulative kit, maybe 2, and go ahead and roll those. I want you to put the first roll in at the bottom here, and your second roll in at this spot here, and then I want you to add those two together, here and here, and then write your answer up in this part here, and then find your other 3 related facts. When you've completed that task, you may move on to page 82 to do the guided practice with me. Go ahead and hit pause now and push play when you're ready to roll. Okay, so for our guided practice, we're going to look at a vocabulary word, which is fact family. We've been talking about that for a while now. And it's a set of related facts using the same 3 numbers. That's the key part there, right? It has to be the same 3 numbers. The numbers in this fact family that I have on my screen right now are 9, 3, and 12. Again, part plus part equals whole, or whole minus part equals part. So we've got 9 plus 3 equals 12, 3 plus 9 equals 12, 12 minus 9 equals 3, 12 minus 3 equals 9. We used the same 3 numbers, just like the definition told us. So let's look at some fact families here. Again, we've got part plus part, 7 plus 9, or 9 plus 7 equals 16. And then when we flip that around, we've got 7 plus 9 equals 16. And then we can put our whole at the front and take away 9. We are left with 7. Start with 16, take away 7, and you end up with 9. Some people get a little tricked here by doing this, 9 minus 16. If we have 9, we can't take away 16. That can't work. So we've got to make sure we're starting with 16 because that's our whole. All right, and now on to number 2. Go ahead and fill these in with me. 9 plus 8 equals 17. It's here at the top, which means we can also flip this around. Start with 8. 8 plus 9 equals 17. 17 minus 9, the only number left is 8, and then 17 minus 8 equals 9. So what are the related facts in the family 9, 9, and 18? So this is an interesting one because it's a doubles, and when it's a doubles, we don't really need to switch our parts around because it's going to be the same. So there's only two related facts when it's a doubles, and that would be 9 plus 9 equals 18. No need to switch the parts, right, because it's still going to be 9 plus 9. And same thing for subtraction. 18 minus 9 equals 9. No need to switch parts again, right, because it would still look the same. Okay, you are ready for your independent practice on page 83. Please complete 83 and 84. Upload pictures of those to your school